Hail Thunder Faithful, and welcome to your Weekly Thunder with me, Sexy Thor, laying down all the headlines and stuff of the past week as relating to things we have talked about, am talking about, and will talk about on Thunder Talk. And you say, well, what? The Thunder Talk issues were a weekly thing? What makes this so different? Well, between editing and other life stuff, topics are going to be a little bit behind, whether it be a few weeks to whatever. But here, I'm just giving you a quick rundown of the headlines for the week that I can't wait to talk about with you. And whether this will continue to be a thing when we start, finishing up and releasing these issues, it's to be determined. But right now, should be an ample substitute. Anyway, let's hit the headlines. Starting off, finally, after 3 months of waiting pretty much since he got signed by the Lakers, LeBron has made his debut in the preseason. Yes, LeBron along with Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee, and the young Lakers core we all love so much has made their preseason debut, and not too shabby. This week will still be another week of preseason, and then the regular season opener will be October 18th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern against the Portland Trail Blazers. Next up, Venom released over the weekend, and it did surprisingly well. For starters, it's a Sony movie, and those haven't been too great since 2004. And also, the critics have just been steamrolling it pretty much. And also with The Star is Born, it seemed like Venom might be doomed to underperform, but it's actually been a hit. And I saw it myself Thursday night, and the non-Tom Hardy parts of the movie were kind of weak. I thought I'd like Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock pretty well, but I freaking loved him, and I'm definitely down to see him, whether it be in his own solo movies and whatever else. There are 2 credit scenes, so stay for that. And anyway, New York Comic Con happened over this past weekend, probably the second biggest Comic Con past San Diego. And, it was kind of quiet on the Marvel front, but DC killed it with just 2 little trailers, which might kind of sound familiar because that was the story for San Diego Comic Con. But for starters, they released the teaser trailer for the Harley Quinn animated series and revealed that Harley will be voiced by Kaylee Cuoco of Big Bang Theory fame, the second Big Bang Theory actress to voice Harley since Melissa Rauch did a couple years ago in Batman and Harley Quinn, that animated movie. And while it's a little odd to hear Kaylee Cuoco's voice as Harley and not sound the least bit New Jersey, New York, Gotham-like, the commercial was definitely meta and fourth wall breaking, which if you don't know and think that's a Deadpool-only trait, nope, Harley Quinn's comics, ever since she pretty much rebooted and became the Harley we know, starting in her New 52 series, has been just as every bit as meta and fourth wall breaking as Deadpool. And this animated series promises to be no less so, which is fantastic. Also, they released a 5-minute extended Aquaman trailer with a whole lot of movie in it, and once again, I'm still very much excited for this movie. So that's something good to see on December 21st, along with that PG-13 Deadpool 2. Chris Evans, better known as Captain America, Chris Evans himself tweeted about this being his last day filming Avengers 4 and pretty much said a goodbye that sounded pretty much like it was a goodbye to the whole MCU thing. And then Robert Downey Jr. tweeted a reply to him with a picture of Buzz Lightyear and Woody of Toy Story fame in Iron Man and Captain America garb pretty much, to which Chris Evans tweeted back, "This guy," and then put a crown emoji. Also, Mark Ruffalo caused some stir earlier concerning Avengers 4 spoilers, that being said the title. Anyway, he tweeted at Jimmy Fallon asking him to please censor the part where he revealed, quote-unquote revealed, the title of Avengers 4, and there was a whole little buzz about that, and then the Russos Twitter fired him, probably not serious, most likely not serious, and fans who are much better with video technology than me or you actually uncensored his censor, because the airing of his episode on Jimmy Fallon, they actually did bleep out the title, plus also put Black Bar over his mouth. And what he said, well, I don't think it's going to be the title. It was all probably just playing and causing a stir, but I'll let you look it up if you're really that interested. Also, in more Marvel news, Daredevil Season 3 released their first trailer after having had a poster out for a week or two. Also showing Kingpin in his classic all-white suit garb. Also revealing the main villain will be Bullseye, or a main villain. Anyway, Daredevil Season 3 comes to Netflix on October 19th. Yes, the same day as the new Halloween movie, so get wild that weekend. Also, Saturday morning, at least Saturday morning in here, Saturday night in Melbourne, Australia, WWE had their Super Showdown pay-per-view event, and it was, some was underwhelming, but most of the fights were pretty good. Daniel Bryan and The Miz was disappointing. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe was just as brutal as advertised. The Shield versus the Anti-Shield, or whatever you want to call Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. That was a pretty great match. Ronda Rousey and the Bellas versus the Riot Squad. That was pretty neat. John Cena returned and had pretty much like a minute and a half in ring as he was finishing up as Bobby Lashley's tag partner against Elias and Kevin Owens. And man, does John Cena have a full head of hair now. And then finally, The Undertaker and Triple H faced off for the final time as the main headline fight. Triple H was backed up by his best friend Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, and The Undertaker was backed up by his brother Kane. All the whole entrances thing, everybody came out on their own entrance, and that probably took a whole 15 to 20 minutes in and of itself. And then the match lasted a good long time, with Undertaker knocking out a couple of refs in between. And Triple H, being the COO of the WWE, he turned it into non-disqualification. So literally anything went. Sledgehammers, steel chairs, tables. Main Undertaker fights nowadays, just ask Mankind. Next couple of WWE events will be Evolution on October 28th, with Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia being November 2nd, the main attraction in that being the triple threat match for the Universal title between Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Braun Strowman. This past weekend was a very bittersweet weekend for the Walking Dead family, as last night on Sunday was the Season 9 premiere of the show, and the night before that on Saturday, actor Scott Wilson, who played Herschel Green on the show, passed away at age 76. And finally, last night was the premiere of Star Wars Resistance, the cel-shaded cartoon that takes place a little bit before this new Star Wars trilogy, starring a few new characters and Poe Dameron himself, Oscar Isaac. The first 3 episodes are currently streaming on the Disney Now app. You can probably find it on demand, and it comes on Sundays at 10 p.m. on the Disney Channel. And that's your Weekly Thunder for October 8th. I'm Sexy Thor, and remember to drink, fight, and make your ancestors proud.